Hello everyone. I just woke up, but I'm so excited because I want to explore a topic, let's say, that concerns me so much because I just read about discrimination in kindergarten, which is most likely about bullying. Yeah, of course, bullying. And people are discussing so called. But the answer is easy. Number one, you need to talk to, well, I'm here. Okay. Number one, you need to talk to the principal and the teachers. Give them quick notes, really quickly let them know because um, basically some kids are making fun of the mixed kids, like they're like Chinese, even though they're not fully Chinese. But even if they are, whatever, they pull their eyes and they said Chinese. And she's like, no, my name is blah, blah, blah. And no, Chinese. So that's what happened. And oh my God, I think my kid is awake. Probably. But here I want to search for something that might be interesting. So I'm gonna turn on both checking. So that's gonna be quickly because my husband told me about one thing that I didn't realize since I grew up. And I think some people they do know it. So so this is a prompt that I usually use. Find serious studies saying something when you already know what you want to say. And put quotation mark saying, well, um, when facing the first like 3 seconds of reaction with that intimidates the brain is very important. And I realize it's really, really true because this is human nature. It's not something to educate, it's distinction. If if I say um somebody is out there to to take a prey, um, but if the prey intimidates you like at the first 3 seconds or or so, you might never approach the same prey anymore. So so the same prompt I'm gonna put in ChatGPT as well so we can have a make sure we search as much as we can. While there are currently no serious peer-reviewed studies explicitly concluding this thing while facing bullies, nor is this specific time frame emphasized in scientific literature. However, research does address rapid responses and immediate interventions in bullying scenarios. Okay. Research reliably shows that rapid intervention, often within the first 10 seconds, okay, significantly increases the likelihood of stop bullying. While these studies do not focus on exact 3 seconds, they suggest that the initial reaction period is crucial for influencing bullying behavior and de escalating the situation. That's gonna really make your life easier. I do remember that once it's not to misbehave, but I am a little bit fast, fast asking person. So once I was asking a stranger, but I was in China, so I wasn't taught appropriately, not always. But so so then the person sensed a little bit of that feeling from me, and then she intimidated me by like, how do I know it? She definitely knows it because the teacher said she knew. But the thing is, the first few reactions intimidated me, and I would like not talking to her anymore. So it's a way really to intimidate people. Oh my God, my kid is up. So let me read it really quickly. When bystanders or targets respond assertively without emotion, bullies often deprived of the attention and power they seek, which can deter further aggression. I'm not sure if I understood this. Um, and so it's another very good prompt here. Rewrite it in planning. And usually in this case, you'd better put not more than one paragraph, because more than one paragraph, it's going to miss some sentences or words. Okay, when people stand up to bullies, bystander, calmly and confidently, it takes away the reaction control the bully wants, which stops bullying. So intimidation and power dynamics. Studies on physical intimidation and bullying indicate that victims' initial reaction can affect the power dynamics. If intimidated by the bully is not met with immediate opposition, the bullying can be prolonged. So this is what you need to teach your children. All right. Aggressive, uh, aggressive or intimidating approaches are more likely to turn into victimization when the initial response is passive or fearful, according to modeling studies of victim perpetrator interactions. I don't understand every word here. Now you just need to copy it into the same prompt ChatGPT has, same chat, sorry. So studies that simulate how bullies and victims interact show that bullying is more likely to continue or get worse when the person being targeted reacts with fear or stays passive instead of standing up for themselves. School and workplace implications. Yeah, this is something important. Okay, school-based and workplace bullying models highlight that early defensive or assertive actions, including the encouragement from peers, can help prevent further bullying and foster a safe environment. I'm not so sure what it means, encouragement from peers. Let's see. Having support from friends or coworkers. Yeah. So basically, confidence is something to practice, not just for yourself, but to to stand up when bullying happens, especially at the initial stage. Very initial stage, I would say. Yeah, that's actually making a lot of sense from my own experience. I grew up in China. Okay, so interventions and role play studies suggest that learning and practicing immediate appropriate responses are associated with better outcomes for victims. That's great. I already got what I want. So, short answer from ChatGPT now. Okay, I switch to ChatGPT and check if they answer something differently. I can't find any peer-reviewed study that literally says the first 3 seconds, blah, 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 but there is solid research showing that bullying episodes often end quickly when someone responds immediately, and people read dominance, confidence cues in a fraction of a second. So those first moments do matter. Key evidence, immediate intervention ends many incidents fast in natural release. I think this is a real one. Yeah, for sure. So this is not hallucination. This actually is a real study. All right. In naturalistic playground observations, peers intervened in 19% of bullying episodes, and 57% of those interventions stopped bullying, often within the first 10 seconds. Dominance or don't mess with me signals are perceived almost instantly. Studies show observers from dominance judgments from faces or bodies. So not just faces and bodies. If especially if your kid is tall, that's easier because you can just hold. If a kid is shorter, maybe you need to come up with other strategies. I don't know. Anyway, so with exposure as short as 40 milliseconds. Oh my God. No improvement with more time. And things like first impression accuracy is high even with 2 to 10 second clips. Oh, so this is really this is another article published in 2012. So this is not recent, but I'm pretty sure I can find something recent but even though these days technologies are better, but we cannot ignore the earlier research sometimes because they are definitely well written and they had less competition and they had much more confidence in their results because these days sometimes when there's too much pressure they publish without really thinking as much. So just a just a note. I'm just saying general. I'm not saying that every article because behind every article only the author knows. Okay, what kind of early response? Evidence-based guidance emphasizes assertive, not aggressive responses, firm voice, confident posture, direct eye contact, plus alerting adults. These recommendations are grounded in prevention research and practice, not intimidation. Okay, but I'm not so sure if they said don't do it for with intimidation. So it's just a meta-analysis of school-based anti-bullying programs. Yeah, of course. So they won't teach you to intimidate the bully. Nowhere in the text does it warn against intimidating bullies or state that such behavior is not good. Instead, the document consistently promotes nonviolent, cooperative, and educational strategies rather than confrontation or intimidation. Okay, that's great. What educational strategies are like promoted? So, number one, social emotional learning, meaning that take the lead, self awareness, self management, social awareness, and empathy for others, relationship skills, decision making, and problem solving. Empathy development, whole school and restorative approaches. Creating school-wide anti-bullying policies, teachers and parent training, so adults reinforce consistent messages, establishing restorative practices, present workshops on bullying awareness and diversity education, strength-based and positive psychology approaches, helping students identify and build on personal strengths, providing cool down rooms for emotional regulation. Ah, that's interesting. Cool down rooms, offering support instead of suspension. Let's see. What's offering support instead of suspension? What's suspension here? In this context, suspension means a temporary removal of a student from school as a discipline punishment. When the article says, quote unquote, the room also acted as an alternative to suspension from school, whereby students could be mandated to spend a certain number of days in the good choices room. That's interesting. So, the idea behind this is a traditional suspension. A student is told not to come to school for several days because of misbehavior. Problem, it often doesn't teach better behavior. The student may fall behind in studies or feel excluded. Alternatives used in this program. The student spends time in the good choices room where trained staff help them calm down and reflect on what happened, learn emotional regulation or conflict resolution, work on assignments, or attend counseling. Yeah, that's smart. That's the end of checking of this article. Now, literature mostly said 10 seconds. I would end this podcast for now because I think I have so many more things to do. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.